All this stuff about emotions is not supposed to be confusing. Actually, quite the opposite. It's supposed to be so simple that a child can do it. And it makes sense too, because, if there is a creator being, and again, I'm saying there is, and if that creator being had a role in designing this place, why would the creator being make it so difficult and complicated for any human to connect with her? I think the answer is he didn't. Humans have made it complicated and made it very difficult for both ourselves and others to communicate with the creator. And again, that's the point. That's why, part of the reason why I'm doing this is to share how you yourself can experiment for free with having a relationship with the creator. So let's take a look at this here. There's an equation for God's love. Because, it's always interesting. Mathematics is the language of the creator. And it is all around us. But many of those who understand math choose to separate it from emotion, and many of those who are highly emotional feel that they can't understand mathematics. And of course that's not the case. Here's the equation for God's love. Humility plus truth equals love. Sound simple? Let's talk about which each term means and how the interplay works in order to get some of God's love. First, let's talk about what God's love is. It is an energetic substance that is totally unique and indescribable. It's a waste of time to try to explain to anyone what God's love feels like, other than it doesn't feel like anything else. It's totally unique. And when I'm saying God's love, I'm saying it is an emotional substance that the Creator shares with us that we have the ability to receive. It is not language. If you hear God talking to you in English, you're actually not hearing God. You're hearing a spirit person attempt to manipulate you into thinking they are God. We'll talk about spirit people in the future. Know that they exist. This is why the emotion is important, and this is also why it's important for each individual person to be able to work on their ability to discern so that they themselves can communicate with the Creator and not need guidance from any other human. The Creator did not design us so that we need guidance from any other human. So, let's continue here. What is the absolute truth? It is God's view of loving behavior in any particular situation. Now, as it happens, most of our current situation here is non-loving. So we get forced into systems where the only choices of our actions tend to be non-loving. I mean, an example is the camera I'm using right now. Part of the reason why this amazing piece of technology is available at a reasonable price for me to afford is because all the technology had already been developed by the military for weapons. All technology starts out as weaponry, right? And it trickles down to the common people so that we can, use it in our lives or whatever. Well, that's just an example of how, one thing has a root or is rooted in a lot of non-loving stuff that we don't want to come to admit. How about chocolate? You guys like chocolate? Forget about the, I'm a vegan. Forget about the milk in chocolate. Because some chocolate now is soy lecithin instead of milk fat. But, a lot of the cacao that is incorporated in any conventional chocolate comes from slave labor in West Africa. So, if you are a parent and you are giving your child chocolate, you are complicit in slave labor, right? That's the kind of truth that I'm talking about here. It's not my truth. It's not like my opinion of something. It is how God's view of it and understands what it truly is. Humility. The desire and willingness to feel all of our own emotions. So when I brought up that chocolate was made from slave labor, and that if you're eating chocolate, you're contributing to the propagation of slavery on this planet, how does that make you feel? Do you not want to feel it? Do you want to turn off the video and hide from it? Do you feel something here? The Creator loves when her children take responsibility for themselves. The Creator smiles on her children by sharing her love with us when we are willing to be humble and learn the truth. That's the equation. Love equals humility plus truth.